I am the disabled guy with the disabled life. This podcast is going to be about disabled issues and other things that interest me and others from the disabled community. I did this so that people understand what we go through in life and what we do, because a lot of what we do, it is interesting. I am also going to talk a little bit about ADA and things of that nature. It's something that's very important to me and something that I learned a lot about when I did an episode. I'm going to talk more about it. Okay. This podcast, it's going to come out at 10 p.m. Saturday and Wednesday. So, at so that's when that's when I think most people listen. Most people listen at night or have the episodes there for during for the daytime. So let me stop this. Stop. Okay, what I'm going to talk about today is something that I have that bothers me. People call it white coat. What that means is when you go to the doctor, you get anxiety. That's what white coat means. But I feel that most disabled people have that. The reason I say that is because could you imagine as a kid you go to the doctor and then you do x-rays, it's all scary stuff, and on top of that, I was when I was in preschool, I was dropped in a wheelchair, so that left me with an additional thing called I'm phobic of being on my back. It's something that's irrational. When I get on tables like the examining tables or on the floor, when things are too small, I just get terrible anxiety. It just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out, and but what is funny about this is that I can go on my bed and lay on my back, no problem. But on the floor, or an examining table, or an X-ray table, oh my God, it is horrible. So that is anxiety. So now let's talk about anxiety and how it manifests. When I was a kid, I used to get sick to my stomach and dry heave and God, all this, because it's like I used to go to the doctor and I was nervous because I would go to the orthopedic surgeon. 9 times out of 10, sometimes they weren't getting me bad news, but man, most of the time they were saying you have to do surgery, and then I would go to the doctor for pre-op. If you know what a pre-op is, when you go visit the doctor for surgery clearances and all the blood tests and all this. So, okay. So, it's still as bad. It's not as bad anymore. But I still get nervous and anxious and it's, white coat, and when I have to go, because I have a medical procedure, a medical thing where I have to donate blood. There are no doctors there, but I'm still nervous, and I get white coat. So it's anxiety when you have surgery. It's like, and then all the pain, and then all the pain and all these things you have dealing with. And then on top of all this, when you miss school, and I had a crazy incident one day when I was when I was out of school on the surgery. I did not know. Okay. Okay, I didn't understand what was happening. Okay, so so I would stay home and not go to school for weeks and surgery, and then another thing that was anxiety, that would bring anxiety to me is when I would have to do therapy after surgery, because that was painful, really bad, really really painful. So all these things, anxiety, and all these things were bringing anxiety, and you can understand why I don't like to go see doctors at this point, or tests or anything. It's no, it's just bad. I just don't like doing these things. I'm not happy doing doctors and things, but I know I have to. I know I have to because I have a medical condition now that requires me to go to the doctor every 3 months, and it requires me to get a shot every 3 months, which is no big deal. But man, no, 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 no. Anxiety, white coat is anxiety. Oh, another thing that brought me anxiety one day. So I'm sitting here. Oh, and one thing that white coat actually does is it brings your blood pressure up. It does. It brings your blood pressure up, and it just makes you so nervous. Oh, when I'm seeing a doctor for the first time, ooh, that's nerve-wracking because it's somebody you don't know. I don't like doctors. It's like I don't like doctors. Doctors is, we need to see them, but man, going to the doctor is terrible. For me, going to the dentist, I hate going to the dentist because it's not something that one does cause a gag because of the nerves, and also let me tell you this, and nervousness, and that's the way it manifests. Okay, the way so that's the way that my nervousness manifests. It's like you get gag reflex and all this stuff, and it's not something it's something I hate, but what can I do? So one of the ways I cope with that is this: when I go to the dentist, I go early in the morning and I don't eat anything. I may drink water or something, but no, I try not to eat because I don't want to have nothing on my stomach because of my gag reflex, and I just don't want to. I don't want to puke on people. That's one thing I don't want to do. It's but this anxiety when you go to doctors this is real. This is a real thing for us disabled people. It's really real. Could you imagine? Okay. Could you imagine being put on a surgery table and not and then them not wanting to listen with the child they will not listen to me. So they would just do whatever they had to do, and they would not listen. But I had an interesting experience when they did a biopsy on me, and they did a biopsy on me. Okay, so I'm like, I'm nervous like crazy. Could you imagine? I'm nervous like crazy. They give me, I was driving, so they gave me medicine to stop this. So I'm like, ay. So I see a table. There was one guy there that was just being pushy. And so I called over one of the girls. People that was there, I think it was a nurse. I don't know what she was. I called her over, and I said, "Do I need to go?" I asked her, "Do I need to go onto that table?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Okay," but I explained to them that that was dropped and phobia of being on my back. So what they did is they gave me the. So what they did do is they gave me the propofol. Was propofol actually. For those of you that don't know what propofol is, it's called milk of amnesia, and that's what Michael Jackson took an overdose of and died on it with. So you have the concept of what that was. You can easily tell what it is because This white milky stuff. So they put me in this thing, and Amelia went down, and they transferred me over using sheets and whatever. I don't know if they took the sheets out afterwards, but yes, they did this. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, I just turned the gain down a little bit because there was some noise in my background that I did not expect, and so I just turned my gain down. What I was saying was, let me move this again. Let me readjust. What I was saying was that let me make my point again, because I think I'm low. So let me leave it there. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I was talking about that way they do things. That's the second time. The first time I didn't have to worry about that because all they did was put me on the side, and they did the biopsy. Remember, but that can be, it's also, I say advocate for yourself. Advocate, because if you don't talk, they don't know. If you don't talk, if you don't talk, they don't know. It's something that you know that you need to learn how to do. And the good thing about me is that I have all my mental faculties, so I basically go with my family to a doctor's appointment just so they know what is going on and what my plans are. But I am the one that talks to them doctor and that makes all the final decisions on what is going on there. Yeah, so that's me. I do that stuff. It's important to me, so that it's important to be able to do that because it's my health and I want to be in charge of my health. Thank you for listening to my episodes. My episodes will come out Monday and Wednesday. You can listen to me on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and many others, including iHeartRadio. The reason I've done this podcast is to give people a voice, because I think that the disabled community is missing a voice, but I am in a unique position of being able to afford minimal equipment to do this. I'm going to give you my email address. My email, if you want to contact me, is ke4key@gmail.com. And I will also, you can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, at The Disabled Guy, and a few other places where I put my episodes out on Facebook too. With that, thank you for listening. And let me additionally say thank you. And I hope you enjoy these episodes, because I know that a lot of you don't know what we go through as disabled people in the disabled community.